guys, it's Mina, and today I'm going to be rereading you Aladdin in the new reading corner. I just want to see if you guys like it better still. So I'm going to be doing this I'm going to be rereading all the books that I read you guys before in this corner because I just want to test this out some more. Once in a faraway land, there was a boy who lived in the streets, a girl who lived in a palace, and a genie who lived in a lamp. It was midnight on the vast Arabian desert. Silhouetted against the moon, a horseman waited. Suddenly, out of the shadows, a second mounted figure appeared, his galloping horse churning up the desert sand. In a moment the two horsemen met. "You're late, Gazim," growled the first. "A thousand apologies, great Jafar," Gazim whined. "But see, I have brought the missing half of the scarab medallion." "At last," Jafar hissed, pulling the other half of the medallion from his robe. "Look, Iago," Jafar said to the parrot on his shoulder. Jafar joined the two halves, a perfect fit. As the two halves touched, the scarab glowed, and a crack of thunder shattered the desert silence. The scarab sprang from Jafar's hand and sped away over the dunes. "Follow the trail," Jafar exclaimed, spurring his horse into action. "It will lead us to the Cave of Wonders." Sorry, my eye was itchy. The horseman followed the magic scarab far into the desert. At last it stopped its flight and buried itself in a mound of sand. Then, in a crash of thunder and lightning, the sand rose up to form a huge tiger's head, between whose jaws was the entrance to the Cave of Wonders, Jafar exclaimed. "Do not forget my reward, great Jafar. I braved great danger to steal the missing half of the medallion for you." "The treasure in the cave is your reward, Gazim," Jafar replied, "but first you must bring me the lamp." Gazim rushed eagerly into the darkness of the tiger's mouth. Instantly the gigantic jaws slammed shut on the thief. "Unworthy fool," boomed the voice of the tiger god. "Only one who's worthy is buried deep within a diamond in the rock may enter here." Oh yeah, you can see. Sorry. In the twinkling of an eye, the tiger's head cave, its treasures, and Gazim had melted back into the desert. "Ah, now we'll never get the stupid lamp," squawked the parrot. "Patience, Iago," Jafar said. "Gazim was obviously not the diamond in the rock, so now we must find the one who is." Sorry, itchy. The next morning, in the bustling marketplace of Agrabah, a handsome young thief stared down a scene of complete confusion. Aladdin, for that was the thief's name, had stolen a loaf of bread and escaped onto a rooftop. As he and his pet monkey Abu watched the Sultan's guards search for him among the market stalls. Finally, the guards gave up, and Aladdin and Abu sat down to eat their first food in days, stale bread. But Aladdin realized that there were others worse off than he, and he gave the bread away to a couple of hungry children. "Cheer up, Abu," he said as he made himself as comfortable as he could. "Someday it'll be better than this. Just you wait." Meanwhile, in the Sultan's palace, time was running out for Princess Jasmine. But Jasmine, it's the law, the Sultan insisted. You must marry a prince by your next birthday, and it will be your birthday in just 3 days. I don't love Prince Ahmed, Jasmine replied. Oh, father, how can you force me to marry someone I don't love? Jasmine rushed tearfully into the palace garden. Oh, Raja, she said to her pet Bengal tiger waiting by the garden pool, whatever shall I do? She looked up at the high wall surrounding the palace. If she could just climb over the wall, she would be free. Inside the palace, the Sultan was getting desperate. Jafar, he groaned to his chief advisor, I must find a husband for Jasmine. She refused every prince in the land. I think I can help, Jafar said, but I will need the mystic blue diamond that you wear. No, Jafar, you know it is forbidden for the Sultan to remove the mystic blue diamond. Jafar raised his cobra head staff and held it hypnotically before the Sultan's eyes. You will give me the diamond, Jafar commanded slowly. Yes, master, the Sultan answered, deep in a trance. Clutching the Sultan's ring, Jafar stepped into a secret passage and climbed a long flight of stairs to his towered laboratory. Our moment draws near, Iago. With this diamond I can find, a husband for Jasmine? No, fool, the one who can get us the lamp. Once over the palace wall, Jasmine suddenly found herself alone in the world. She had never before experienced Agrabah's bustling marketplace. Seeing a hungry child, she plucked an apple from a fruit stand and gave it to him. You'd better be able to pay for that, you little street urchin, bellowed the huge fruit seller. Pay? Jasmine stammered. But I have no money. Suddenly a young man emerged from the crowd and stepped between the towering shopkeeper and the frightened girl. Forgive my poor sister, O merciful one, the young man pleaded. She didn't mean to steal. She's a little crazy in the head. Then he turned to Jasmine. Come, sister dear, I'll take you to the doctor now. Another one of your tricks, Aladdin, son of a jackal, shouted the shopkeeper. Aladdin seized Jasmine's hand and pulled her into the crowded marketplace, leading her to a rooftop far above the streets. We'll be safe here, he said. Then he turned to the lovely girl. Where do you come from, he asked. I ran away from home, Jasmine replied. My father is trying to force me to get married. Wow, said Aladdin, that's awful. Meanwhile, in a tower above the palace, Jafar's secret laboratory crackled with lightning bolts as the evil alchemist brought the all-seeing sands of time to life. Show me the one who can enter the caves, Jafar commanded. The swirling sands of time parted, revealing a young man on a rooftop in Agrabah. Have the guards bring him to the palace, Jafar said to Iago. The palace guards quickly marched into the city and swarmed up to Aladdin's hiding place. Before Aladdin could leap to his feet, he was a prisoner. Jasmine threw back her hood. "Release him at once," the girl ordered. "Princess Jasmine," gasped the surprised palace guards. "Princess Jasmine," gasped the surprised Aladdin. "I dare not release him, Princess," said the captain of the guards. "My orders come from Jafar. You will have to take it up with him." "Believe me, I will," Jasmine said. In the dungeon cell in the palace, Aladdin thought about the beautiful girl he had rescued from the shopkeeper. "A princess? I can't believe it," he said aloud to Abu, who had followed him into the dungeon and freed him from the chains. "And I thought she was as poor as we are." Unnoticed, Jafar, disguised as an old prisoner, had slipped quietly into the cell. "You don't always have to be poor, Aladdin," he said. "There is a cave filled with treasure. It can be yours if you will just help me get a worthless lamp." Eager to get out of the dungeon, Aladdin agreed. In the middle of the vast desert, the tiger's head rose up before Aladdin's astonished eyes. "First, bring me the lamp," Jafar said eagerly. "Then the treasure will be yours." Carefully, Aladdin approached the entrance to the cave. "Who disturbs my slumber?" the voice of the cave thundered. It is I, Aladdin." "Enter, Aladdin," the voice replied. Jafar watched Aladdin and Abu enter the cave and disappear into the darkness. In the eerie glow of the cave, Aladdin and Abu followed the steep steps down, until they found a huge chamber filled with mounds of gold treasure. "Just a handful of this would make me richer than the Sultan," Aladdin exclaimed. Abu reached for a glittering ruby. "No, Abu," Aladdin warned, "we mustn't touch anything until we find the lamp." Suddenly, Aladdin and Abu noticed a richly embroidered carpet peeking at them from behind a pile of gold coins. "Wallaby," Aladdin laughed, "a magic carpet. Maybe it knows where we can find the lamp." Okay, so the video's getting kind of long, so I'm going to stop it here. So I'll see you guys in part 2. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.